What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. It is 11:18 on Monday, May 30th. Yeah, we're the 30th already. Holy cow. Getting a little later start with the vlog. Not gonna talk as much, hopefully. Just really wanted to today talk about something I posted on my Facebook yesterday. The value of professional work versus amateur or DIY work. And I photographed a house out in rural Manitoba yesterday, and I didn't really think anything of it. It's just another shoot. And when I got home, I had noticed that one of my clients actually hired me to go photograph it for a friend. She wasn't, this client of mine wasn't listing the home. It was already listed, but the homeowner wasn't really happy with the photos. And I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, whatever, I'm going to go out, shoot this home. I'll send them off to the homeowner. We don't usually do that. We, typically work just with realtors, but this is one of my clients, longtime clients, asking a favor of me, and I had no problem with that. And so when I got home, I finished editing all the photos, and I just looked up the property address, and I saw the old photos. And there's no other word to say it. They were shitty. They were downright terrible. The living room photo, if you guys saw that on my Facebook, was almost black. Like, you saw the windows, and everything else is really, really dark. All the images were crooked. And for a house of that caliber, like, it wasn't $1 million listing, but still, you're selling someone's house, and 92% of people shop for their home online. So if you're not, like, I just don't get it. Sellers, if you're listing your home or you're selling your home with a realtor, and they're not doing justice to showcase your home online, I think you need to talk to your realtor about it. Now, I understand some sellers don't really care, and it's all about the commission, and they, so don't expect to get professional quality photos if you're just going to worry about the commission. But if you want to showcase your home as best as possible online, make sure your realtor's doing something better than just shooting with their iPhone, or and there's nothing wrong with this, but you have to know how to use it. I can take nice photos with this, and you can showcase a home really nicely with this. You make sure they're straight. Like, there's a grid on here to make sure all your lines are straight. There are manual camera apps to set your exposure, to make sure the interior is bright enough. Your windows may look like what we call the nuclear effect, where they're really, really white, but at least you're showcasing the interior, and that's what you're doing. When you're selling a home, you don't care about the view as much, especially if the interior is going to look black. And realtors, it is a sense of professionalism too. I don't try to sell my own home. I wouldn't want to, because I know I'm not going to do a very good job at it. And honestly, I don't have the time. I hire a professional. I hire a realtor to do that. And I think too many realtors think, well, the camera phones are getting better, or I've got a $2,000 camera. I can take good photos. And honestly, most of you can't. And I know you don't want to hear that, but most of you can't. And the other thing is, if you want top commission, add more value. Show that you have a team behind you. If you're coming in, you're listing their home, you're going to make sure it's marketed at the right price so that it will attract as many buyers as possible. But then you're also going to bring in your professional photographer, your professional videographer, your professional staging consultant. That word professional, it means a lot to people, or expert. It means a lot, and your expertise shouldn't be put to spending 15-20 minutes to photograph a house. Your expertise should be out there getting more listings, or finding buyers for these homes that you already have listings for. I think it's a real waste of time. And if you are doing your own photos and you are editing and stuff like that, once again, you're spending time on something that you really don't need to spend time on. And yes, you are paying for a service, and yes, the pricing's kind of all over the place, but if you're going to hire a professional photographer, also make sure you're looking at their work before. Just because they said $50 doesn't mean they're a real estate photographer. They might be a portrait photographer, but they have no clue how to shoot a home. It's one of the reasons, I don't do food photography, or I don't do model shoots and stuff. I'm not good at that stuff, and I know it. I'm actually hiring a photographer to do my own family photos. Mainly it's hard for me to do it myself. I can do them. I can set up the lights and stuff, and I do some portrait photography. But when I want the best, I'm going to hire an expert in their field. I think it's the same with real estate. Like, you're going to hire the best realtor, and you're going to hire the best plumber, and some guys are talented. Yeah, you can change, like I changed the drain on my sink, but if I changed my hot water tank, but it's things I have experience in and I know I can do them. But if it came to changing a bunch of plumbing in there, I'm going to hire a qualified plumber to do it. And again, I just don't have the time to do it, so a lot of times you pay for the service. And I know this is a little bit of a rant, but at the same time, I want to educate you people on the value of professional over amateur or DIY photography. For realtors, you want more commission? Well, like I said, add value. Sellers, you want your home to sell properly? Listen to your realtor first of all, get it priced right, and then make sure it's being marketed the best way possible. Through open houses, through professional photography, video. It was disappointing to see a house like that marketed the way it was, and I see that. Like, we bought our own house last year, and we were looking at a house on Luelda, and there was people eating at the dining room table when the realtor took the photos. Like, you couldn't wait for them to finish. You were in that much of a rush. And I think, that comes down to time management, and that's where you go, okay, you know what? I shouldn't take these photos. I'm way too busy. I really don't have the 15-20 minutes to spend here. And honestly, I should be talking with my clients, making sure that they're comfortable with everything we're doing. So, I'll pop up, the main photo of this house I wanted to show you guys. And hopefully you guys saw a couple of them on my Facebook yesterday, but there was one of the sunroom where the self-shot one was a picture of the table, the patio table. It wasn't even of the room, and I'll pop that up over here so you guys can see the comparison. But sellers, if you're not happy with the way your home's being marketed, question your realtor. And realtors, if you want to save time and get more listings and sell homes quicker, and make yourself look more professional, then hire a professional to do the photos. And I'm not saying to hire me. There are some really good, I would like you to hire me, but there are, probably 5 or 6 really good real estate photographers and architectural photographers in Winnipeg that I would recommend, in a drop of a hat. Do your research. Make sure you're vetting the photographers if you're going to use a professional photographer. But most of all, do what's in the best interest of your client. And that's it for today's vlog. I'm not going to rant too much. We got a busy week ahead of us, but I hope you guys enjoy your Monday. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.